Hi everyone, it's your boy Zach. No, I'm playing. I just had to do that because I feel like I'm tapping into my inner Zach when I do these videos. Okay, I still don't know what I'm gonna call this fucking thing. Feel free to suggest some titles in the comments, and if yours strikes me, I might just use it because I still don't know what I'm gonna call these shits. But anyway, we back talking about some old bird at bullshit, and no, that's not gonna be the name of these rants, even though everything I've been covering so far on them is some bullshit pulled right from the bird app. We'll figure something out anyway. We need to get on topic because we got to talk about our girl Koriand'r, Starfire, who, for those who don't know, which is probably all of y'all, is actually my favorite DC character and one of my favorite superheroes of all time. Why we gotta talk about her? Well, for a sec, backtrack to my first of these rants when I was talking about the decision to make Superman black in his next movie. One of the characters who recently had a race swap that I think is pretty head-ass was Starfire in her live-action debut. Now, some people took issue with that. They took issue with that in my comment section and on Twitter. And most of the people who take an issue with that statement didn't even bother to watch the whole thing to hear my points. Or else they would know that they're arguing against points that I never made, such as me suggesting that Starfire should be played by a white girl, or that Starfire is actually white, or that she looks white, or that a black woman cannot play her. All of these are points that I never made. So you either didn't watch the video, or you did and just decided to make your own bullshit up and some straw man so you could knock that down because you couldn't deal with what I was actually saying. This is a sentiment that is echoed by hundreds and thousands of self-proclaimed fans of the character and of Teen Titans. It's part of this larger discussion about something called coding that I feel like we really need to talk about. And I could do a lot of editing and scripting and stuff, but I figured why? Why should I do that? I mean, these people don't. When they decide that they want to call a character a thing, they call them that thing. They don't read anything from source material. They don't actually go to research what the creators have said that may actually bolster their points. They just look at shit, go with how it looks, and run. Maybe they'll parrot something they heard from a fan website or a wiki or something that somebody else said in a video or a tweet thread, but that's it. That's why you have these idiots running around claiming shit that is verifiably, demonstrably fucking false, such as Starfire was intended to be black in her original depiction. That is false. George Perez, one of her creators, has said that this is unfucking true. He said this in articles years ago, specifically in an article from CBR, I think, that was talking about the character of Starfire back when the live-action Titan show was first announced. He said very plainly, Starfire was not intended to be black. He also said he did not have a problem with Anna Diop being cast as Starfire, but I read that as saying he doesn't have a problem with her being a black woman playing Starfire. That's not him saying Starfire is black. That's not him co-signing a race swap. That's him saying the actress is a good choice, is a fine choice, which I actually agree with. If they actually wrote her to be like Starfire and gave her fucking makeup or CGI to make her look the part, she could be a bomb-ass Starfire, which is a point that I've been making for months on videos and on the Bird app, but because these motherfuckers have the collective sense that God just gave a freshly born billy goat, they don't know that. And why would I expect any different, okay? We call them NPCs for a reason. They do not have original thoughts. They all download the same arguments at the same time, and if their brain wasn't booted on at the time, they run off of old mod packs, okay? That's why some of them use arguments from 2016. Some of them use arguments from 2018. What you gonna do? I don't know. All I know is shit's tired, okay? So, why am I even talking about this? If I love Starfire so much, why am I so upset with this one character or this one version? It's less to do with that version being bad, even though that version is bad. It's more to do with the attitude of the fans who cherished that version, who have never giving a fuck about Starfire or Teen Titans or comics or anything. But the moment a black woman is playing her and left to be black in the show, now all of a sudden they're experts on Koriand'r. Now they know everything there is to know. They know so much about the character that they can look at a drawing that was done decades ago before any of this woke revolution, wokening bullshit started, and say, oh yeah, she was definitely meant to be black. They look at an orange alien from a race of other orange aliens, look at some facial features and some body proportions, and say, yup, that's a black girl. As if black people are the only ones on the planet who are humanoid, who have big lips, broad noses, certain shaped eyes, high cheekbones, wide hips, fat asses, any of that. Like, all that just has to be black folks, right? And they'll post some version that was done by one artist where she does look more ethnic, quote unquote, than some of her other versions. But that don't automatically mean black. And at the end of the day, she's still a fucking orange alien. So why the fuck are you bringing this up as if it's relevant, bitch? It don't matter if she look like goddamn Gabrielle Union. If it's a Gabrielle Union that walked down a goddamn Willy Wonka chocolate factory, Oompa Loompa goddamn paint roller, and fucking walks out looking like that, she's still goddamn orange. So it doesn't fucking matter. And this is the problem I have with these people. Because instead of just looking at the character, liking the character, like a normal fucking human being, and you know you're failing at life when goddamn nerds and geeks got more sense and a better touch on reality than fucking you do, okay? But if they were like that, they would just love the character like everyone else does. But no. They have to see themselves in every fucking thing. And they take that far beyond its logical conclusion. Which means they have to look at a character and put their characteristics on that character so that what they want to see is what the character becomes. So instead of Starfire being a strong woman, an emotionally compelling character, a badass, a cool fighter, someone with complex relationships, they have to look at superficial features like cheekbones and fucking noses and hair texture as if every fucking woman in the West wasn't walking around with that big ass curly hairstyle in the goddamn 70s and 80s. They look at superficial shit like that and say, I have to be in this. I want to see this. So they'll put that on the character and say, that means the character is black. The people who cry every second on the second about how black people are not a monolith look at aliens and see stuff that some of them have in common with some of us and say that means they're black. Do they bother to go check and see if any authors or artists actually said, hey, I used black people, I used these cultures as inspiration? No, they don't. Do they stop and think that even if there are things that Tamaranians have in common with black folks, they could have them in common with other people too? And since they're fucking aliens, it's fine, and that doesn't mean that they're black? No, they don't do that either, because these are not actual fans. These are fans only to the extent that they can see themselves in these characters. And you know how I know that's the case? Because in any version of Starfire where they can't see themselves, they trash it. That's why they trash the version from the '03 cartoon. That's why they trash the one from the 2015 solo run book. That's why they trash some of the versions from the newer Teen Titans and newer DC animated movies, even though that one got some nice plump lips too, and some nice body proportions too, but she has the straight hair. So Starfire that has the curly hair, that's black. But the Starfire, the long straight hair, that's whitewashed. Yes. You heard me correct. These people are looking at an orange or gold alien who was never black, saying that she's black, and then they're calling another version of her whitewashed. So they whitewashed an orange alien character who they think was supposed to be black. They make up lies. They pull shit out of their ass for no reason other than they want to. And because they have this hive mind mentality, when one of them starts talking about it, they all start talking about it, okay? So you'll ask a very reasonable question. Why is Anna Diop's skin not orange in the show? Here they come. They swarm like locusts from the fucking plagues of the Bible, just to camp out in your mentions and talk about how you're racist and you're sexist and you're homophobic and you're transphobic and her. And here is the same thing every fucking time. Why you care? You just don't want the black women to break. You just mad because you know she black and ain't nothing you can do about it. That's why you a incel. That's why you ain't got no girlfriend. That's why you lonely. That's why you don't know nothing. Why don't you go read a book? I've never been told to read by so many people who clearly don't fucking read. Anime, if you actually read the book, then you would know that Starfire was always black, and this version of Titans is actually good or whatever, because she actually didn't ever used to fly in the old days, and she actually used to shoot literal fire from her hands or whatever, and I'm a fucking idiot or whatever, and I don't know what I'm fucking talking about. All I know is I want Princess Dana Diop to sit on my fucking face, and I want to just slurp her juices all day long because I have no fucking life. Blah-de blah-de blah. Whoop-de-whoop-de-woo. This, that, and the third. And it never fucking ends. One day, there will be an end to all this bullshit. But I don't know when that day is. So I just had to come here real quick and talk about that. For anyone who thinks that coding of any type is valid, I ask you very, very plainly. How do you know that someone is coded if the author has not told you this? Okay, I will admit, sometimes there are characters that are coded. Matter of fact, I'll give you one right now, who I fucking made. Because that's right, all you people who love to claim that I don't give a fuck about black characters or black creators, guess what, bitch? I am a black creator, and I have black characters. One of whom is a character named Ashira from my original comic Bond of the Blade. Episode 1 out right now on Tapas. Episode 2 is dropping on Monday. Now, Ashira looks black. She has the skin tone. She has the locks. But she's not actually a black person because she's not human. Ashira is a seraph. Now, for those of y'all who ain't too familiar with the Bible and mythical creatures from the Bible, seraphs are a type of angel. They're the ones with 6 wings who sometimes look like giant flying snakes. That's what Ashira is. But Ashira is not a human being. But I was very clear and distinct when designing her. Everything from her physical features to the way she dresses. She even speaks with a South African accent. Something that you will hear very soon when I release a video of her with her voice actress. But she is black coded. I intended for her to look black. I am the author. I am telling you that character, Ashira, she is black coded. That is what black coding looks like. You know what black coding don't look like? It don't look like a fucking orange alien who could be drawn to look like anyone from Pamela Anderson to Paris Hilton to Gabrielle Union to Naomi fucking Campbell, depending on who draws her and in what time period they're drawing her in. Y'all have got to let this shit go. And if you don't want to let it go, feel free to let me know how you know when a character is coded a certain way. If there is nothing coming from the artist's mouth to tell you this. If you can do that, meet me in the comments. We'll hash it out. For everybody else, thank y'all for watching and listening. Can't end the video without giving a nice big old shout out to my patrons over at Patreon. Link will be in the description right now. If you want to be up on any of my comic shit, any new development with my stories or just the YouTube page or the podcast or anything that I do online, you can go there and for as low as $2 a month, you can get in on that shit. You can see a lot of behind the scenes work. You'll see some exclusive shit that you can't even see nowhere else. So definitely check the Patreon out. Definitely go check out Bond of the Blade. It is live right now on Tapas. It is the hot fire. Y'all need this shit in your life. And that's going to be it for me today. We're going to have more of these coming out. I just crossed the 1K sub mark. We're going to do a nice Q&A in the next couple weeks to celebrate that. Thank y'all for getting me over that hump, because this is a crazy-ass world we live in, and I'm just a simple nerd here to make sense of it all. And we're going to keep doing that. But until next time, I'm Anime, and I'll talk to y'all later.